I kind of want to go back to basics today. Basics of our teaching. It's about April showers, but there's something called the creative process that we all experience, that the universe is the creative process. And I want to start with a quote from Jean Houston. And did you know Jean Houston, the great mystic and author and teacher, wrote the introduction to the Science of Mind text, a beautiful introduction. Anyway, she said this: just as you would not neglect seeds that you planted with hope that they will bear vegetables, fruits, and flowers, so you must attend to nourish the garden of your becoming. So I love that, because we're all becoming. What are we becoming? That's the question, and that's where the creative process comes in, because we're all experiencing the creative process in some thought, way or another. When I first came to this teaching, I was very naive and very, I thought it was kind of a get-rich-quick type of philosophy. I was really attracted to it. Not that I wanted to be rich, but I wanted things. You know, I wanted things, and I wanted to get over things and stuff. But what I came to understand after many, many years was that it's a process, just like growing a garden is a process. I'm not saying you can't have a revelation really quick and then all of a sudden your life shifts, but usually it's not that quick. Usually you think it's quick, but if you look back at the dots that went before that, you see that, oh, this and this and this and this. So when I came to this teaching in 1998, I walked into a center called the Burbank Church of Religious Science, which later became Spirit Works. And I heard this beautiful woman, her name was Reverend Dr. Marlene Morris, and she has recently passed away the last couple of years, but she was our first teacher. And I walked into her saying that I could have my heart's desire. It was a program she was doing. And of course, like somebody's telling you you could have your heart's desire. That's like, wow, okay, and you're new in this teaching and you're like a budding 45-year-old actress in Los Angeles, budding 45-year-old actress. That's like an oxymoron, right? So anyway, so I went in there thinking that, and I was suffering terribly from sciatica, really serious sciatica that I'd had since I was 13 years old. I was recently divorced, I was in debt. I mean, it was like pretty heavy duty, but I did have this beautiful man over here at my side. So that made everything else okay, because we were in it together, right? So what I want to say is it didn't happen overnight. I didn't get over all those things overnight. It was a process, and I had to be willing to keep going at it. I had to be willing to understand. I had to be willing to know that there were a lot of things I didn't know and that I wanted to know, and I was excited about it. And I jumped into class, and I made friends, and it was just like people were talking the language that seemed so familiar to me, but still nothing was really changing besides a feeling of hope, and a feeling that everything would be okay. And I really am that type of person. I'm positive that way. So what did I find out? I found out as I started to dig in that it wasn't just enough to say, I want this. That I had to go in and I had to figure out through the process of introspection all the things that were standing in my way of having what I wanted. And most of those things all boiled down to one thing, and it was self-worth. And a teacher said that to me once. What holds people back is self-worth. You don't feel like you deserve it. And you think you do, but there's so many things that maybe you did or didn't do, or you're too old, or you're this, or you're that, or whatever, that you don't think that highly of yourself. Or you were told that it's conceited to think highly of yourself, especially if you're brought up in my kind of atmosphere. that you know, you don't think those things. You don't think highly of yourself. What does it mean to think highly of yourself? In our teaching, it means to realize who you are, that you're a divine individuation of a power that is unlimited, that is love. And it's almost like it's our responsibility to allow that to come forward, to allow that to blossom within us, and to allow ourselves to live it. And I wasn't too far into the teaching when I had an experience. And you know what? You treat for something, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know how it's going to come to you. And I was doing a lot of treating over my back, because I was like I said, I would get it on and off from the time I was like 13, because I had an injury. And I was in a program at Pomona University where I was a standardized patient. And they're osteopaths, right? And this one doctor just said, you know, come in during lunch. I want to help. I want to work with you. And this guy is like the biggest person in the LA area in that field. He started asking me questions, divine questions, like, what's it like to be a 45-year-old actress in Los Angeles? Oh, then he would say, what happened to you when you were blah, blah, blah? And then he would just adjust me. And he asked me so many questions. I don't even remember what they were. But what ended up happening is that day I released that sciatica. I released it because of a realization that I wasn't worth it, that I was guilty about my divorce, that I was in debt, that I was all these things. And all of a sudden that realization came, and it let go of everything. That's the only way I can explain it. So it's a process. We have to water our gardens. We have to be good to ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves. We have to, well, we don't have to do anything, but these are the ways the creative process works, is loving ourselves, being kind, taking the time with ourselves, taking the time to contact what that inner power is within you, that divine essence, that love within yourself, to sit with it in the quiet, to be there with it, to allow it to envelop you, to allow it to talk to you, to listen, not just to other people, but to what's happening inside of you, to really actually listen. These are the ways that we water our garden. So I never want anyone to come to this teaching, to come to here, to CSL Kaua'i, and think that we're telling people they have to fix themselves, or that there's something wrong with them, or there is something they have to do in order to have what they want. Because really, all we're doing is peeling back the layers to what we really are. We're becoming who we really are. We can't become anything else besides who we really are. These beautiful, amazing beings that have loaded a lot of crap over ourselves, that have told us otherwise, that come from all sorts of, they're called our beliefs. They come from everywhere, right? So my invitation this month, this beautiful month of April showers, we had some beautiful April showers yesterday, is to shower your life, shower yourself with your own knowing, your own becoming. Like, allow yourself to take the time to listen. Listen to others, listen to yourself, listen to the spirit within you, to allow yourself to take the time to nurture yourself, whatever that looks like, whether it's to read good books, or be with people that you love, or meditate, treat, eat good food. I don't know what it is for each of us. It's something that we do, that we really nurture ourselves. I know I need to do more of it. Be creative. Creativity is like one of the most amazing things for helping ourselves to get through stuff that we feel like, is bogging us down. When we can do something creative, or take a walk in nature. All these things. We have everything at our doorstep here. We don't even have to go anywhere. Think of somebody living in the middle of New York City. We've got it all. And be with people that uplift you. not people that want to fix you, right? People that uplift you. And don't be afraid to say that doesn't work for me. Kindly, with compassion. It's okay. Just listen, respond from a place of love, and do whatever it is yours to do to nurture yourself. I think during these times of our evolution, during these times of shift and change in our planet and everything else that's going along all around, that this thing of becoming this individualization that we are of this one power, this one energy, this one source, our inner work is more important now than ever. And it is going to help our planet immensely, just because we're doing our inner work and then stepping out into the world from that place. So I just invite you in this beautiful month of April, of growing up, to really actually take that in and what does that mean to me. And I invite you to do that. So let's just take a deep breath. And close your eyes if it feels comfortable, and you can play softly in the background, Jeremy, if you want. Just feel yourself like kind of rooted in the earth, like you're this beautiful plant. And if you feel comfortable putting your hands on your heart, just feeling it being open and ready. Just imagine your own sacred garden. You're becoming. And the soil that surrounds you, dark and rich and alive with possibility. And that, whatever that is, that dream, that thought, that belief, that whatever it is that you have for yourself, that you see that these little sprouts are beginning to grow. These roots are growing deeper and deeper. What is it? A vine of creativity that's coming up, a vine of love, a vine of health, a vine of prosperity. What needs watering? What needs to be released? So just take a moment with that and to offer gratitude for your becoming, even for the parts that are still unseen. Breathe in the nourishment, breathe in anything that is going to assist you to bloom. You are the garden. You are the gardener. You're not alone. There's a master gardener within you. Take another deep breath and silently affirm, I nourish the beauty I am becoming. I nourish the beauty I am becoming. And so it is.